Today's topic: what nobody taught you at school. How to handle banks. So many of you have in life a situation where you've maybe saved up some money and then you actually decide, hey, I want to invest it. I want to grow it. Well, if you put it in a savings account nowadays, you are not going to get any real interest rate. At least it'll take you 100 years to really generate a proper increase of your assets. So what can you do? You can of course go and buy shares and funds and all different kind of stuff. Some are riskier than others. You could even go and buy property. But the thing is, maybe you haven't saved enough yet to buy property. But you know that's your objective. So how do I go about? The thing is, you the one who wants to save money, wants to increase the money and wealth, you have to educate yourself about what you are going to invest in it. The thing is, you shouldn't put your money into an account and then let yourself be driven by your bank assistant, bank advisor or something to invest it in something just because they tell you it's a good thing. It's not a good thing if they tell you. Well, the thing is, they might have a certain interest in you buying that stuff. So don't buy it. Be intelligent. Educate yourself about what's on the market, what are the risks, where are the trends going, and invest in stuff that is solid. I mean solid, not kind of crazy stuff. If you haven't got the ability to suffer and swallow a loss of your investment. As long as you're not able to do that, you should focus on building wealth. But you only can do that by investing in stuff you can touch. And I mean by that not necessarily gold, but by investing in shares and funds. The safest thing for a beginner is usually a fund. Well, it's not the most profitable thing, but at least the risk of losing all the money is definitely lower. And that's where you can go and focus on reinvesting again as well the output that you get, the dividend, and reinvest it in your funds that you've got. So don't spread it across 10, 12 different kinds of assets. Maybe at the end, once you've maybe accumulated 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 euros, pounds, dollars, whatever, then you might go and start investing in something different, some other kind of asset. Do never go and invest in high-risk products like options and other kind of derivatives, time-related trading objects and so on. You are not professional in that way. Don't lose your money. So, educate yourself. For instance, if you want to buy shares, have a look at the companies who are maybe interesting to you. Read about them. Read the annual reports. Read the press releases. Go and see what others say and report about them. Be careful. There are always sometimes people posting stuff just on the pure interest to hype or pull down a share in order to get a good deal or to make a lot of money at the cost of somebody who is not an educated investor. So, be careful. Don't do quick shots. And if you decide to maybe invest in 5 or 6 different companies, write them down every day on a sheet. For instance, an Excel sheet. Write down the current prices and continue noting them. Of course, you can go on websites and see that, but you should do that for yourself has the big advantage. You get a feeling for where the stock is moving. And then focus on one thing. Invest maybe $2,000 or so, and then buy that. But if you are not yet able to invest $2,000 or $5,000, don't go into shares. Start with funds. That's one of the things that you could, for instance, do. But at the same time, don't go mad. Educate yourself there too. Read up what's inside these funds. What do they focus? What are the management costs? What are the risks? And see what's moderate. There are funds that maybe cost $30 or $40 each. In past years, when I started investing, they used to yield maybe 5, 8 or 10% of the price that I paid at the beginning. And that's what I would get. I would invest maybe 20 euros in them and would get 2 euros at the end of the time, which means after 12 months. And then I would reinvest them. But if I had 10 of those fund shares, I would get 20 euros out and would buy one more. And this game would continue and continue. And on this way, even if you've got small savings, you can gradually increase your assets. And your money gradually increases because it's working at the same time. But if you put it just in a savings account, it's not going to work. Leaving it at home, somewhere in a box, doesn't make sense either. So, that's something you can do. Unfortunately, schools don't teach people how to do that. Often, it is people who are experienced in that, who are themselves educated and teach their own children. That's how I learned that. And the other rest I learned by doing and educating myself as well, beyond any other kind of advice.